Hey, it's John, Close Enough Garage. What are we getting into? Trunk deck. Let's bring you in. I've worked on it a little bit. This is the pre-stages. And looking it over, the fit was absolutely horrible. Still is. But I'm going to bring you in for a look and see where we're going to start and see what we can do. And I absolutely have no idea what to do here. But I have a hammer and a torch and a grinder, and so yeah, hang on. So there it is. You can see this corner bunched up tight. The gapping's not horrible down this side. But you can see the low there. The trunk deck is low. It's not horrible there. It's not bad right here. Actually, it's up a little bit. The trunk deck needs to come in a little bit. I can probably do some of that with the adjustment on the trunk hinges. Here's the same way. That's actually nice right there. This is low compared to that, and I have been working on it a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna cost me some body work because this deck is in great shape. Well, it was. Don't look right there. Trying different things. All I want to do is bend this edge up a little bit to meet the body line. And then obviously the gapping is horrible. Some places were really nice and some were not. Here's our gapping tool. It's a little, you see that? It's a little big right there. This is big. See how big that is? See it laying in there? So we've got to add some, we've got to take some away, we've got to do some grinding. This is just a smidge tight. See it, right? Why are you guys so hard to go along with? See it? Just a smidge. Problem is, it's starting to split open now, so we're into the two seams where the sheet metal wraps around the, I don't know, trunk structure. It's starting to open up. But the problem is, I don't want to go too much because then I got to put it back. The other issue is, I got to pick this up and put it on every time to test it, and this dude is heavy. They made it out of real metal back in the day. All right, let's come in for an update. So I grinded the corner, and then obviously it opened up, and then I welded it back together and got it finished. It's looking pretty good. we're snug, but we got the right gapping. So I got to continue this across the deck. That corner is not as bad. Here's two issues. Every time I put it on, I got to get it in the same spot, or you don't know where you're at. And then the trunk is pretty much squared, right? The fenders in the Dutchman panel are not. Let me explain. So the fenders, the Dutchman panel, this actually comes in. This rolls in. This has a belly right here. Rolls in towards the trunk deck here. And in the center of the Dutchman panel does the same thing. That side, same thing. If you look at the gap and you're coming along, it's fine. You see it get tighter here. No gap. Very tiny. So what's happening, and then the trunk, except for the rounded corners, the lid itself is pretty much stamped as a square, right? There's a little bit of a belly in the trunk deck to match the Dutchman panel, but very little. And I thought, well, what's going on here? So I went out and looked at the fitment on the 49. Same thing. It's not the trunk, it's this. So during being built on a factory, they weren't fussy about the fit. So what we got to do is we got to make the trunk do everything the fenders do, or we got to cut along here, tap these fenders back out straight to match the trunk deck. At this point, I mean, we could cut the fender right on the other side of the weld, the 90 here, tap that back and weld that seam and then clean that up, that'll finish it. In my opinion, they're both a lot of work, but I can hide the weld better on this edge, on this edge, on that edge, on that edge. So it's going to be a lot, but and then the fitment, as far as like there's a lot to do here. So we got it fitting pretty good along the Dutchman's panel, around the corner on the driver's side and the passenger side. But let me bring you in and show you about, I'm talking about how that metal opens up and it's got to be put back together. You see how this piece right here comes around, right? It's the trunk deck being stamped on. Then it's usually just pinch weld on there. Sometimes it's spot welded, but most of the time it's just pinched on there. And you can see how it's got to be pinched back down, welded along that seam. So that'll be, it's going to take some time. You can't put heat into the panel, right? Because it's a big panel, you could warp it fast. So it's going to be, it's going to be a while. stayed on that one a little bit too long. See how there's a lot of metal right there? So that's gonna have to be cleaned up. The less you put on, the less you have to grind off. But that's how you go through the whole thing. Rule of thumb, as long as you can touch it, you shouldn't warp it. But I also do this. And around we go. Then I'll go in between every one of those, and then in between every one of those, and then in between every one of those. You get the picture until it's full. One solid weld. Then we'll clean it up, metal finish it. That part will be done. Then we just have everything else to do. All right, this is probably day 6, 7 on the trunk deck. So let's have a look at that. Really don't remember where we left off, but I have to look at the video. So when we started on the trunk deck, this corner pretty much overlapped the Dutchman panel. And then there was no gap down there, or we'll have to write it out. Very nice. This corner right here is done. As far as gapping, obviously we got a lot to do and a long ways to go. So we're good around here. Just look at that. Coming down this way, a little bit tight right there, a little bit tight right there. I want it tighter than looser because of time you put your body feather on there. I want to have a nice thin gap. I don't want it to be real big, but we're good all the way to where it says add, because around this corner down here, this corner around here, I got to add wire. That's today's assignment. We're going to add wire, clean up the gap down here. It's really big. And then the other corner is tight. So we're good here. This corner's nice. Come down around here, everything's nice. A little tight. So right here we have no gap. No gap to about right there where it says add again. So that's where we're at. Rinse and repeat. That's I don't know what to say. It's a lot. Still a long way to go. I get this bottom gapping done. And you see right there, so this has to be grinded away. This is going to have wire added to it. And it's such a on and off thing, right? Because I probably have put this trunk deck on no less than 25 times. Take it off, weld it, clean it, grind it, put it back together. Then the seams open, so then you got to deal with that. Yesterday I put wire in here and grinded it back. And I know it looks kind of rough, but now I finished grinding, cleaning, welding. It'll be fine. Lots to do. One guy doing it. And that's my story. Well, here we are. Gapping's done. So that's going to conclude this part of the gapping the trunk deck. Let's bring you in for a final look. Overall, it's a tedious job. There's a lot of detailed work here, and you're being a surgeon with a side grinder, welder. There's a lot to it. So let's look at that. So, as you see, it looks really nice. In all honesty, it's gapping is good. If you remember this corner earlier in the video, you'll see that it was really touching right here. But with the gapping tool, really nice. So that's okay. Let's look at something else. Gapping's good all the way through. Yeah. And then right down here, into the turn. Well, you guys can't see that far. Here into the turn, all the way across. Gapping is done. And if you remember, this was higher than the trunk deck, so we adjusted that, looking really good all the way across. Can't even see the plane, right? So, really nice. So what's next? We're going to strip this paint. We're going to strip the paint on the underside of the trunk deck. We're going to put it in an epoxy primer. And block that out. But that's a whole nother video. Thanks for watching. Share this video. Give me a thumbs up. Stand by for part 19, or is it part 2000? I forget. Thanks, guys.